Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, based on where you're watching from and time you're joining us. I'm actually here so I can carry every one of us along, especially for the benefit of as many of us who are unable to join the yesterday program, which were titled Don't Neglect Red Flags. First of all, what is a red flag? From my view, a red flag is a turn off. A red flag is a sign that things are not going to work out between you and your toaster, between you and your lover, between you and your partner, between you and your husband, no, your wife. As many of us who are lovers of football, we should know what is a red flag. The moment the referee raised that flag and said, it's a red flag, you're walking out of the field because you've been disqualified. So, this is what we're actually talking about in a relationship. So what are the possible red flags in a relationship? There are so numerous. There are general ones, there are personal ones. So I will hit like 5 or 4. I'll hit like 4 or 5 points. 1, we have cheat. 2, we have self-centered. 3, we have being so secretive. 4, we have our addictions. And then 5, we have domestic violence. I'm going to be brief. Cheats. A lot of people out there will be like, it is in the nature of man to cheat. And then they assume that everybody to tolerate that. But it's very, very difficult to tolerate that. It's a turn off. Why should somebody love you and be cheating? There are lots of disadvantages that is attached to cheating. When you said your gender should tolerate that from the other gender. Yeah. What is this thing saying? So it's a very big turn off. A lot of men will be even going out with the other people out there not being protected. There's a probability that might infect you with a lot of diseases out there. We have STD, we have HIV, and a lot of that out there. And you're advising somebody that is in the nature of man to cheat. If he actually takes good care of you, if you actually find out that she loves you, you should stay. No, it's a turn off. If you refuse and you neglect those things, you're going to pay the price. How do you pay the price? A lot of people are married today. They said they are actually there because they already have a child. They are not really happy about the things they see. They are not really happy about their partner cheating all over. So it's a turn off. It's better you don't neglect it so you don't pay the price. Talking about being so secretive. Why should you be very secretive from your man? Why should you be keeping secret from your partner? There's no need for you to be so secretive for the person you love. Why should you have a child and not made it known to your partner? Why have you been married before and you keep it away from partner? Somebody you love so dearly, it's a turn off. A person who can keep certain thing away from his or her partner, and how is it possible for you to trust such person? So I advise every one of you out there, do not be so secretive. If you have any kind of sickness, if you have any kind of ancestral curse, talk to your man. He might have solution to that. Talk to your woman. She might have solution to that. I have seen when a man got married to a woman who has been pregnant and abandoned by the person who impregnated her. He took care of her, she delivered, and thereafter, I've even watched a movie like that, and I've heard a real life story about that. That is love. So if you have any kind of problem, if you have any kind of story, made it. I'm not saying tell your partner your body count. It has nothing to do with. It's of no benefit telling him because he will use it to insult you. But we know what we are. We all know what I'm actually talking about here. If you have a child, you're a single mother, you've been married before, you have a kind of sickness, a kind of ancestral curse, and all of that. Share it with your partners. So, number 3, we have domestic violence. That is the worst of it. Why should you lay hand on your partner? Even my gender does that too. It's a turn off. Don't neglect that. As you pay the price. We all remember this, our lovely sister who is a singer. Eku Eme. Oh my goodness. And a lot of people were like, why did she not speak up? She might be wondering, what if I said this? I am a public figure. How will people define marriage and all of this and all of that? My sister, my brother, don't neglect it so you wouldn't pay the price. Then addiction. Addiction is a very big one. And if we look at the society today, the bad addictions that are out there, we have a lot of people who are addicted to pornography. We have others who are addicted to gambling and lots of that. It is very difficult to do away with all of this. So try to work it out before you proceed. And if you see it's not working out, find your way. There's always a man for every woman. There's always a woman for every man out there. If you don't, if things doesn't work out between you and that person, definitely things will work out between you and the other one. Don't neglect it so you wouldn't pay the price. A lot of people who does gambling, it's very difficult for them to keep a woman. It's very difficult for them to take care of a woman. A lot of women also does that too. Imagine a woman who is gambling. What do you expect her to bring to the table when the scripture said women are helpmates? How do you expect such a woman to raise your children? Don't neglect that. How many have I talked about? I've talked about a cheat. I've talked about addiction. I've talked about have I talked about self-centeredness? Self-centeredness. Everybody's opinion matters in a relationship. Self-centered. You shouldn't be self-centered. I shouldn't be self-centered. So my opinion matters and yours opinion matters. Whenever I utter a word, we shouldn't stand by my word always. If we find out there are important things from what I utter, let's stick to it. Talking about business, if we're planning to up a business for myself, for my man, for all of us, let it be an agreement between the both of us. Just as I said, everybody's opinion matters in relationship. Yeah. So, which one is left? Self-centeredness, cheat, being so secretive, domestic violence. Which have I not talked about? I think I've talked about. Oh. So